Masayuki in a while, but we want to talk about the whole tournament right now. There's a briefing, so they haven't started yet. So this is basically a qualifier for the Worlds, right?
Held in London.
Held in London at the end of the year. The top player for this tournament and the top player for all the other Opens before this, they have already qualified for Worlds. Yeah. So there's a lot to play for right now.
Yep. So the top player gets lodging. If I'm not wrong, it's lodging and flight to London to play in Worlds.
Yeah.
Which is like the second.
That's a lot.
The second Worlds there's ever held in the game.
So if you look through, so this is like if you look through the promotional material, right? Like fourth place gets like trophy, gets whatever, booster box and stuff like that. Third place gets even more things. Second place gets even more things. First place gets a trophy, invitation to Worlds, and with a star, which shows that that's a lot of stuff. And when you go to play for the Worlds, you're playing against the best players in the world.
Yeah.
So all of these players have been, at each Open in Asia, in Southeast Asia. In Asia, we've had the China Open. We've had, we've had a few more.
We'll have a few more Opens.
We'll have
coming
a few
up,
more. A few more coming up.
So it's quite a fresh organized play that's happening right now. But the organizers are putting in a lot of effort, and we're just excited to see what's gonna come out then in the next season, in the next year.
Exactly. Today at this tournament right now, 81 players, they are trying to vie for the top spot.
Yep.
Because only the top spot gets invited. If you don't get invited, sorry friend, you've got to go
you can
to
try
another
again.
place.
You can try again. Yeah.
You can try again. Everywhere is open. And we just got an announcement. We are starting the game. All right, so.
Okay, so just a bit about players. Elliot Liu is from Singapore.
Yeah, I play against Elliot a few times.
Local player. He's not too bad.
He's good.
2-0 right now, and on the right is Masayuki Yamada. If the name sounds really familiar to you, it's because he finished 4th in World Championship 2017.
Yeah.
So he's easily the highest seeded player in the tournament, in the field today.
Yeah.
And he's 2-0. He's not.
we start with round 3,
Round
30
5.
minutes.
Round
5, sorry. We have
Yes.
30 minutes. And, the players have rolled up already.
Yep, they are doing their
And
draw.
they are ready to go.
And it's round 5. That
Yeah,
means we are on track to finishing a tournament by 7 p.m.
Yeah, so every hour, each round is every hour. So between rounds, I put on replays, and I'll put on replays of like earlier on in the day later on. But for now, we are watching Wasin At Sawapong Tanet versus Marco Ng.
That's a pretty good one.
And okay,
Wasin
do you see?
Sawapong Tanet.
Yeah. So the round has started. Everybody has like gone.
Yeah, it's just gone silent.
Okay, so we're also going to keep our voice down. We make sure that
They don't hear
respect
us.
the players.
Well, I mean, they can't hear us, but
Yeah, they can't hear us. But okay. Both players going to take a mulligan. Yeah, we haven't seen players take a mulligan yet.
I mean, there are once or twice, but not as often.
All right, so Marco goes first. Let's see. His hand looks pretty aggressive. Probably going to start off. Wow, going to start off with a. Does he have the cloud? Oh no. Okay, so starts off with, I think, is that Argyle? His name is Argyle? Argaf. There we go.
Argaf.
And passes the turn. So 2 crystal points for Argaf.
So it's a mono ice mirror.
Mm-hmm. It's a very small guy, but forces your opponent to discard a card. And that gives you information about your opponent. So earlier on, we had Josh come in and he's talking about like how to pilot the mono ice deck. And, the cards that you discard is very important because you get to see more information about your opponent's hand.
Yep.
And at this point in time, I think, a Genesis gets milled. Marco here is able to tell that his opponent is playing at least wind and ice.
Yeah. So he can kind of guess what is in his hand.
Yeah, what's his deck constructed. I mean, like, in the blind, I know we're supposed to go into each match in the blind, but between rounds, you can walk around and watch other people play their matches and understand, like, where the deck is coming from.
Yep.
Okay, so a Devout here being played. Not sure what Marco wants to give up, but I think it should be the Genesis. And maybe the Sid Austin should stay, maybe? No, he gives out the Sid Austin. And I think that was an orphan. No, he doesn't have an Austin. Oh, man.
Sorry, guys. Non-FF player here. Just makes fun of character names. What's the character on the field? The one on the left, the win character.
Yeah, I'm curious.
It's a backup, right?
It's a backup.
Is it a thief? Could be a thief.
Is it a thief? Maybe. Yeah.
Could be a thief. Mill 1.
Alright, so 3 crystal points. What is he going to cast? Okay, so this is the Duke Luck, Gastalian Empire Sid. Looking for most likely either a Celeste or a Setzer. Well, Setzer won't be as efficient. I think Celeste is a more efficient drop this turn. Oh, he does look for the Setzer. Okay. Setzer will later be able to look for another another category 6 character. So I guess the value is there. If he plays another... Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 2 of the FF Trading Card Game Grand Championship 2018 Asia Open here in Singapore. My name is Mick. I'm your host for today. This is the quarterfinals. It is dead silent in the hall because there are so much less players today. There's only 8 players today. The 8 players that we're talking about. Number 1 seed, Ivan Lau from Malaysia. Number 2 seed, Marco Ng from Singapore. Number 3 seed, Josh Ger from Singapore. Number 4 seed, who we're watching right now, Patara Fatomekalek. I get this name so bad. He's from Thailand. Sherwin Lee, seed number 5, he's from Singapore. Seed number 6, Masayuki Yamada from Japan. Seat number 7, Edwin Lam from Singapore. And seat number 8, Ziwei Leong, he's from Singapore. So a good handful of players from Singapore. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 from Thailand, 1 from Japan, and 1 from Malaysia, representing the best in the region here gathered in Singapore. So, for this match, Patara is playing EX Earth, and as the name suggests, it's a lot of EX bursts. And it's a mono Earth deck with a splash of Emperor from Opus 2. Looks like Patara is taking a mulligan. And he's playing against he's playing against Sherwin Lee. Sherwin Lee Chin Swa. He's playing Mono Lightning. How delightful. But his Mono Lightning list looks a little bit different. It's got 1 Black Waltz 3. That's interesting. That really is interesting. If you want to join us on the stream, I do not know where you are, but yeah, join us in the Twitch chat. Twitch.tv/GreyOgreGames, or go over to the Facebook, and I recommend you go there. Make sure you like the Facebook page, FFTCGSEA. Right. Player starting off, Patara here starting off with a very quick wall. On his side of the board, I think trying to be aggressive. The matches today, just as a reminder, are the best of 3. They don't have a sideboard, but they do get to, you get information about your opponent's hand. And earlier on, Lightworks here posted the top 8 deck list. I'm going to repost it. So thanks to Lightworks ahead of time. Nashu here on Sherwin's side of the board, giving up an Odin. Wall swings in, no EX burst. I'm surprised that Patara did not just give it Vigilance and swing in. And instead, give it Brave and swing in without the EX bursts. So that's interesting. All right, Hildebrand. So that's why I was very curious that he didn't give it Brave, because of all the 4 options, you can give it Brave, you can give it plus 2,000 powers. Plus 2,000 power, you can choose 1 Dow forward and deal it 3,000 damage, or you can give all forward, or you give the ability all forwards cannot be chosen by summons EX burst or characters EX burst this turn. So because of that, I think a small error there, but he has taken 1 point of damage. And well, in this tournament, small points percentages do add up. A Zemus here on Sherwin's side of the table. Zima's going to be very important. It can bring back the else. It can bring back the else just based on cards that you discarded, and put into the break zone. Not a lot of resources on Patara's side of the table. Just a wall and a miner. Ah, Space Jam AU saying, yeah, you don't give Brave to Wall in the Lightning matchup because or else combo could auto kill the Wall very early in the game. That's true. That's very true. Alright. Looks like he's going to fight the Zemus using the Ralban. Zemus down. No Elsit in the graveyard, and now instead he goes to give it Brave and swings in. Onion Knight gets thrown into the damage zone. Here comes Hildebrand. But Nashu can pump up Hildebrand, and so Patara is just going to take some damage. And Sherwin gonna develop his board a little bit. There is the dragon. And then just passes the turn. So players a little bit evenly matched here. What does Patara have in his hand? It is the Earth deck generally has I think it has a slightly better matchup against the mono lightning deck for the fact that he can give his guys Brave. They're all very big. They don't die to many things, although Elsit combo does mean that you have to be careful of what you keep up. And Sherwin is able to, with Mono Lightning, you're able to get a huge advantage very, very quickly. Gonna give Wall Brave, and that gets taken out. That's fine, I think. Let's see what's the follow-up play by Patara. Foxy Frost is asking, does it start now? Yeah, this is the top 8. We are watching 4th seed Patara playing against 5th seed Sherwin in the quarterfinals. The other matches, if you're interested, Ivan is playing against Ziwei Leong, 1st and 8th seed. Marco is playing Edwin Lam, 2nd and 7th seed. And Josh Ge is playing against Masayuki Yamada, and that is the 3rd and 6th seed. Here we go, Ingus. So Ingus here gonna be met with another dragon. Ingus obviously does not have Brave. That Hildebrand doing some damage. Doing good damage. Yo Chizex is going, go Kaka. Okay. Go Kaka. I'll update you with how he's doing. But this is the best of 3, of course. So yeah, he's playing against Josh. Kaka against Josh. So I guess the best in Japan versus the best in China. Here we go, Ursula. Small Ursula. This card doesn't get played enough, I feel. She's got a very cool ability and pairs very, very well with Yang. Lightwork saying Joby in the house. Josh is at full power. Haha. Oh, we are joined by Toby. World champion or previous world champion Toby. Welcome to the stream. So this card I like. Ursula is just 6,000 for 2 costs, and that's way above the curve, right? And just for like is this a common or a rare? It's a common. She has this ability that if you control Yang, she gains plus 3,000 power. So it's a 2 cost for essentially almost 9,000 power. If you control Yang, she has a special ability where it deals 9,000 damage to a forward, which almost always kills a forward. Of course, Sherwin could take out. Does he run? Oh, okay. Looks like he doesn't run. What's his name? Kamlan out. Unfortunately. Here goes in with the Ursula. Yeah, the players are very, very still. So minor. Okay, so something to take note that Patara here has a minor on the field, and he can use that to take back anything from his graveyard or anything from the break zone. So Sherwin has to be careful about that. Tara considering to maybe improve his side of the board. Which is okay. So he just chooses to pass the turn. So no Anna Cross yet. No yeah, just nothing much in terms of resources, I suppose, on Patara's side of the board. He could have played the guy last time, but I think he's going after the wall. Possibly. Dear commentator, you don't really play this game, do you? Well, I don't play a relatively aggressive game, not much backups. And I think rightfully so. Against the lightning deck, you don't want to be you want to commit more forwards to make sure that the lightning deck isn't able to go too wide. Place a second wall. Probably gonna give it Brave. Swings in. Alright. Gets rid of the wall using the dragon. And now it's just Ursula versus Ilua. Yeah, something like Anacross would go a long, long way. Mustadio, well, Ilua is very difficult to deal with. You've got to punch that bubble. You've got to punch that shield first before you get to Ilua. He's just going to pass the turn. Hopefully there's no removal. Odin off the top would be great. Hildebrand off the top would be great too. So second Hildebrand. And gonna go in for attack. I think you get rid of the Ilua. Yep. There we go. Because the Nashu can pump up the Hildebrand. So last point of damage here for Patara. Sherwin here at 4 points of damage. Now with 2 guys in hand, I think he'll give up 1, cast the other guy, and just passes the turn. Okay, so guy kind of matches up with the Hildebrand, but Hildebrand gets to go back every turn. That can be quite difficult for Patara to deal with. Yep. He needs a bigger guy. As in not like guy is only like 8,000, but Yeah, something like a monk would help as well. Okay. Gives up the minor. What does he look for? Does he want oh, a Rauban. A Rauban would I don't think a Rauban would be very useful at this stage. Checking his opponent's yard. There's a Hildebrand there. So I think he's got to be afraid of another haste creature. We've only seen one Iloa, which means that there might be more coming. So I don't think a Rauban would be very, very useful. And safe to say, I think Hildebrand so far has been the MVP for this game. Okay, so he takes back 5-cost Cecil. Gonna play that 5-cost Cecil, get rid of the Hildebrand. And that's gone forever. So Hildebrand only comes back. Come on. Hildebrand only comes back if you have damage. Sorry, if he receives damage. He doesn't come back if you receive damage or his power goes back to 0. So this time Hildebrand not coming back. And just as I said, second Iloa, something that Sherwin just drew. All right. So Hildebrand trading off with another Hildebrand, with the what's this? With the Cecil. And now Patara just one backup on his side. Let's see what he can do with it. And Sherwin just, he's still got 3 cards in hand. One of them being Ilua. If Patara just doesn't do anything right now, he is in a lot of trouble. Sherwin can add on the pressure. There we go. Is there an else hit? No. But Zemus would help, for sure. That's a Yeoman? Is that a Yeoman? I particularly don't play Final Fantasy 14. I have no idea who this Hildebrand guy is. But he's pretty sticky. Here we go, Iloa. Gonna swing in. He has to block, so that's the chump block. Both, well, it's not really a chump block. It does trade. Passes the turn. He can't let Patara build up his board. Alright, so Young hitting the battlefield. So this, of course, is the one that works with the Ursula from Opus 3. If you control Ursula, Young gains 1000 power and Brave, which is great, but he doesn't have the Ursula right now. Patara empty-handed, Sherwin with 4 cards in hand. That's a lot of resources. Amon could hit the battlefield right now. That's a great draw from Sherwin. He's got an Odin as well, which, well, not that great. If that's an actual Yeoman, let's check the deck list. No, that's not a Yeoman. He doesn't have Yeomans in his deck. Yeah, because if that was a Yeoman, he would have won last turn anyway. So yeah. Alright. Maybe trying to bait Patara into attacking, but I don't think that's going to happen for sure. But then builds up his board playing a Lulu, so that's going to give plus 1000 to all his forwards. He's taking out stuff that have haste, and because Sherwin there doesn't have So 2 Hildebrands, 2 Iluas. He doesn't know. Well, they know the deck lists. They have been given the deck list. He should know that Sherwin runs 3 Iluas and 3 Hildebrands. So he's only seen 2 of each. There's 2 more in the deck. None are in the break zone. Sorry, none are in the damage zone, not the break zone. Keiko Tilde is asking, is this a replay from yesterday's Swiss? No, this is not a replay. But although in between matches there will be replays, so I apologize in advance. I know yesterday there were people like being really, they were questioning like, why we only see replays? Why don't we see the live matches? Yeah, unfortunately, that's how the tournament is run. Which there's 1 hour. The rounds start at 1 hour intervals. Okay, getting in with the young and trying to build up his board, gets a monk down, and now probably dead to a haste creature. I think this turn Sherwin might be able to play the red mage and the Amon, which means that if he draws a forward next turn, he will probably win, unless Patara here has another forward, or is able to give the young brave. But even if he's able to give a young brave, Amon's going to be. I think he should have played the red mage. Red mage off of the Odin. So he's got Odin, Idia, and red mage in his hand. And because whatever you draw next turn, like you're going to be able to cast that Idia. And that's going to get rid of at least the young. You can tap down something else. Oh, but you can't give something brave. Or you can't give something haste. So yeah. Good top deck there. Gonna give Young some brave, plus 2000. Swings in. And both players now at 6 points of damage. Sherwin here needs to come up with something. There's an Iloa. I did not see what's the other card that he drew. Okay, looks like he's going to go Odin. Odin, kill your wall. So I think that's the third wall that's gone down the drain. Swinging with my arm on, you've got a chump block. Fine, pass the turn. Okay, so no way for Patara here to get a hasty guy to deal that last point of damage. And Sherwin is at least, well, he's got the Iloa in hand. And I don't think Patara can stick 2 forwards here with the resources that he has. He's only got 2 cards in hand and 2 backups. Keiko Tilda saying, "Oh man, guys, you guys sort it out on the chat." Yeah, Josh is actually from Singapore, but he flew over to China to play in the Open. He won that Open. He's already secure a spot for the Worlds. Yeah. Yeah, Josh is actually from Singapore. All right, that's it. Sherwin takes game number 1. We can have a score here. Give me a second while I try to sort things out. Gonna try to find space to put a score. And it is done. So yeah, guys, a little bit of inside baseball. You can see the there we go. There we go. That's nice. So Sherwin is 1 game up right now. And they just, well, there's no sideboard for this best of 3. So unfortunately, players have to, well, they're not going in blind. So now they have a bit more information. They know what's a good hand to keep. Patara here going to allow Sherwin to go first, which is, well, Patara needs extra cards. He needs more resources to be able to build up his board. Sherwin here going to start off with a red mage and just pass the turn. Next turn, if Patara just doesn't have anything, I think the Iloa is going to come down. But Patara might here want to be a little bit more aggressive, just as he did last game. Put out something like a wall or something like a guy now. Alright, so he goes for Monk and Doga and just passes the turn. Ooh, Doga. He's got a one-off Doga in his deck. That's a card that, well, I think most Earth decks play right now. So let's take a look at Doga. Doga here. Put Doga into the break zone. Choose one character you control. It cannot be broken by opposing summons or abilities that don't deal damage. So they have to deal damage. You can't Odin it away, unfortunately. Yeah, so that one off Doga. Well, it's a 2-cost backup, which is great for trying to build up your board. Yeah, Toby and Space Jam having a nice conversation. I believe that is called comparatism or something like that, which is not a very good way for like power. It's called power scaling. That's the term. Used in a lot of comic books, where you basically are comparing powers of mutants or powers of heroes and villains. So you put it out a scale. Oh, Batman beats Superman, so so forth and so on. Okay, Emperor. Here's the field. Gramis does search up for an L-Cid. Does he intend to play the L-Cid this turn? Yep, I'm going to hit your Emperor with the Rigdea to follow up. So now, that's, man, L-Cid is such a powerful card, especially with all the cards in Lightning. With Onion Knight, with Rigdea, these two are the obviously standard L-Cid LC combo. Toby is like, so Josh is like Batman. Well, I don't know. Depends on what your power scaling to. Because Spider-Man essentially beat Onslaught, but Onslaught killed all the other mutants. So is Spider-Man better than all the other mutants? I don't know. Mm-hmm. Some comic book guy out there is gonna like point out to me, Spider-Man didn't really beat Onslaught. Alright, so Shantoto here gonna clear the board, I think very timely. But that just left Patara with like one card in hand. But Sherwin also now just stocking up with a third card. Oh, nice draw there. Ilua here gonna hit the battlefield. But gives up the Nashu. I think, man, hard card to give up. And the deleter there would have been an excellent addition to the board this turn. Unfortunately gets milled down. So what does Patara have to battle that Ilua? Ilua's not very big. Able to block. Unfortunately, Sherwin here will be able to maybe get rid of the wall that Patara just placed on the board. Wow, these two cards are really, really good. He could give up his Ilua to play the Rigdea. So he could give up his Ilua to block the wall. And I think that's not a bad line. Obviously, Mr. Stark. Must be inventive as well. Patara here got to be smelling some shenanigans. Yep, he does, and he just takes it. No problem. I'll just take the damage. No issue. The Cecil does get rid of very, very, very timely EX burst. Cecil does get rid of the Ilua, and now the plan is a little bit shifted. Oh no, the Alcid. Alcid gets milled. Yep, here comes a Zemus, and I believe there should be an Alcid in the yard for next turn. And if not, he can bring back the Rigdea and then play the Onion Knight off of the two cards that he's going to draw next turn. And that will be able to deal with the wall. Be less worried about an Alcid because you've seen two already. One is currently in the yard that Sherwin played earlier, and one's in the damage zone. So maybe he wants to give it Brave. So just to let you guys know, there's no time limit for the top 8 to play. It's a best of 3 games. And because there's no time limit, there's no double loss. So there's no way you will get a champion at the end of the day. So Wall just going to attack. No EX burst. Wow. That 7 cost Odin just got negated. Rauban just gonna beat in, so plus 2000 power and no EX burst. That is able to get rid of the Zemus. Gets back another Zemus and passes the turn. Okay. So can Patara do the exact same thing as he did this turn? No, because you can't put more than two Rabans on the battlefield. But still a lot of cards on either side of the board to be drawn, to be played. No recursion right now. Yeah. This guy's not going to be fooled. There's a monk. On Patara's side of the board, I think the ones that can interact, probably Doga and Monk. Doga will be able to spare one of his creatures from Odin's. And okay, so no EX burst plus 2000 again. That mills a Hildebrand. He has Conquer in his deck. He also has Atomos. And yeah, I see a Miner as well. Looking for what he can take from his yard, from his break zone. What is the follow-up play here? So commits a guy onto the field. Will be able to block, I suppose. Especially with that monk hiding behind the door. Like what saying, I'm rooting for anyone in a real tree camo shirt. All right, that's cool. Okay, searches up for another Ilua, the Cid of Clan Gully. Gonna bring back an Ilua. This is interesting. He's gonna use his Ilua to activate all his dudes? That doesn't seem right. Maybe next turn. So yeah, Sherwin very, very aware of that monk. And he just passes the turn. Okay. So I think Sherwin will gather a little bit more resources next turn to be able to deal with both the monk and the wall. Mustadio here would be great. That would force Sherwin to use up his special ability for the Iloa. Trying to force him to use his resources now instead of next turn where he'll be able to basically garner like way too many resources. Tara looks like he's going to attack. I'm going to deal 3,000 to that guy. And then give him plus 2,000. Iloa going to untap. Gonna block the guy. So with this trigger on the stack, okay, so hold it. So trigger on the stack before untapping. What does Patara have in hand? Let's bring out Iloa and make sure that we got it right. I believe all your guys activate all your guys. Activate all your guys, and all the forwards your opponent controls lose 2,000 power until end of turn. They gain haste. Sorry, they gain haste as well. So with that trigger on the stack, we're going to see Atomos. That's going to kill the Zemus. Alright, so now we go to attack. Swing in. There's an Odin. I think he gave that guy the wall plus 2,000 power. This monk is kind of annoying. And just passes the turn. Okay, so same situation as last turn. Patara here has his guy and his wall well protected. Nashu gonna hit the battlefield. Sherwin here has to take at least 1 point of damage. He has to chump block with his Iloa this turn to ensure he doesn't die. And I want to say at this point, like, this looks like Patara's game to lose. Showing here down to 1 card in hand. He's got all five backups. Alright, so Anacross to battle on the other side of the board, or to negate the Lulu on the other side of the board. Goes in with the guy. That's the chump block. Goes into the wall. No EX burst. Just damage. And just passes the turn. Okay, so both his guys are well protected. Doga and enough crystal points for Doga, enough crystal points for the monk. Dragon's not going to be able to do it. I don't think anything in Sherwin's deck is as big as the... What's that? Hildebrand. Hildebrand swings in. And honestly speaking, I think Patara can just take the damage. But better be safe than sorry. maybe. Try and force Patara to use up his Doga and his Monk. Just passes the turn. I think we just go to the attack step, give it Brave, no EX burst, swing in. Takes out 1 point of damage, and that's it. Odin, the last card off the top. And it's tied up now, 1-1. This is exciting. If you just joined us, you're watching the quarterfinals of the Grand Championship Asia Open for Singapore. There were 81 players yesterday, and today we are down to just 8. 1/10 of the field, less than 1/10 of the field. Our top cut of the top 8, Ivan Lau, Marco Ng, Ivan from Malaysia, Marco from Singapore, Josh Ger from Singapore, Patara Fatah Mekelek, just can't. Patara from Thailand, Sherwin Lee from Singapore, Masayuki Yamada from Japan, Edwin Lam from Singapore, Zi Wei Leong from Singapore. So really big names here. Josh and Masayuki are here, battling it out. They are well-known players overseas, and well, our local heroes as well, Marco, Edwin, Wei Leong, Sherwin. These guys have proven themselves the best in this tournament, and they are battling out right now. All right, game 3. Looks like Sherwin has instructed Patara, you go first. Please be my guest. That actually puts his deck, puts Patara at a slight disadvantage. He needs more resources to put out his things. 4 costs. A lot of Patara's deck is like 4 costs and 5 costs. They're very big creatures, so he wants to get like resources out early. Showing here the game. That's not a bad way to start off the game. Pitches and Orlando, and I don't see what the other card is. Alright, so looks like, he's going to play an Emperor and passes the turn. Okay, something that Sherwin here needs to deal with, but I think Sherwin will be able to deal with that quite easily with something like an Odin, but I believe he might be... Okay, so Odin here does get rid of the Emperor. Nothing for Patara to save it with. It just passes the turn. So yeah, I'll say, there's a lot of ways that Sherwin could have dealt with that, but I think Patara just wanted to put that out there. Looks like he's going to develop his board with an Ingus. He just passes the turn. Ilwa doesn't exactly match up with an Ingus, but I think he can go, what's his name? Oh. All right, interesting, lively chat going on. And if you want to join us in the chat, make sure you come on down to both the Facebook page, Final Fantasy TCG Southeast Asia page, or twitch.tv/Grey Ogre Games. Lively chat going on there. I think Josh is a very talented player. He only picked up the game, I think, like 1 year ago. And yeah, has been training pretty hard since then. I think been training with Toby, Team Toby, yeah. But there are a lot of other talented players. Marco Ng, who we see in the top 8, he is also a brilliant player and deck builder. And man, they're just very good at the game. I want to say Anthony is another guy. Well, we don't see him play it that often anymore. But he also is a very, very strong player from Singapore who's, just picked up the game. And at the beginning, like we see a lot of these players struggle, a lot of these players trying to make sense of this game, especially those who don't come from like a trading card game background, something like Magic, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Hearthstone even. But we see them flourish because once it clicks in you, like you understand, all right, let's play this game and let's do very well. Yeah, I'm glad like there are good players in the game. There are a lot of players. Okay, so there are a lot of players who play this game because they love Final Fantasy, and then there are those players who are very, very, very talented and who love Final Fantasy. But yeah, the 81 players that we saw yesterday, these are probably the best that you will see in the region. Finding out, and yesterday, every stage of the tournament, we're like seeing high caliber play, very little mistakes. Missed triggers because you're under the spotlight. You're in a big tournament. Here we go. Iloa going to get in the first set of damage for show inside of the game. Show inside of the board. Mills away a Young, which is quite useful for Patara, but he is going to set up with. He's gonna complement his board with maybe a wall. Yeah, you have to pay. You have to cast the card before you can even pay any cost. So yeah. Hmm. Yep. Ursula and Young for free. So both 9,000 power. It's going to be very difficult for Sherwin to get through this. He has 2 Raidens though. They may be helpful. Nashu. Sorry, this is not Nashu. This is Ninja. Ninja hits the field. Good way to deal some damage so that you can use to break your opponent's Iloa shield, or to use what's his name? Oh, sorry, the Young and Ursula are 10,000 power. My bad. Alright, so probably no EX burst and give Ingus plus 2,000 power. Yeah. Romy plays games. Yeah, I think show in here just really quite bad. Quite poor draws here. And Patara just being able to set up his board. I did say that, he takes. Yeah, there is a small disadvantage here. Oh no, the EX burst not going to be able to trigger. So, man, Wall is proving its worth. Wall is such a powerful card. Yeah, I don't think there's any way out of this. Did he draw a Raiden? Okay, so Alcid here with the black wall is going to get rid of the wall. What's up? Oh, is Sherwin not from Singapore? Oh. Oh, oh, is Sherwin not from Singapore? That's what I'm wondering. Okay, anyway. Okay, so the ninja gonna deal a little bit more damage. And the Black Waltz here gonna deal even more damage. Showing here at 5 points. 5 life points. He's got 3 blockers now for the 3 threats on Patara's side of the board. But I think it's a little bit too late. That's a 9,000. Sorry, that's a 10,000 Young and a 10,000 Ursula. If he draws another Ursula, this might be over. Or maybe not over yet. Patara can't. I don't think it's possible for Patara to win this turn. Maybe a Rauban to get rid of one of the creatures. Ah, okay. Sorry, yeah, Sherwin is from Malaysia. My bad. Alright, so Rauban here. What do you get rid of? I think you get rid of the Alcid. I don't think there's any way for Sherwin to get rid of one of your creatures or one of your forwards anytime soon, especially with 2 cards in hand. Here we go, we got Chump Block a little bit. Can he take the damage? Maybe flips an EX Burst Odin. But Patara's gonna force Sherwin to take a lot of damage. Okay. I think Sherwin can still attack with the Ursula at least. Takes that 1 point of damage. I think you pass the turn. Because Black Waltz there has made Black Waltz 3 has made that Ingus a little bit smaller. Just a tad smaller. Toby's asking whether we can watch Josh Gurr next. I'll try to arrange that. Yeah. Josh yesterday, at the risk of a double loss in the final round to make it into the top 8, managed to get into the top 8 today. And I think he's doing well. Haven't had any news from the floor. Battle Square here saying, I feel bad for the Lightning player even though I'm an Earth player. Yeah, I mean, like, bad draws are bad draws. Which is why, I mean, game, best of 3 games are generally adopted by all card games except for Final Fantasy. It helps you smooth out your draws. You can't have like one game to have like, all the bad games. He's gonna give it haste to bring back. Okay, that's a brilliant play. Give it haste, but Ursula here going to see that the Zemus is going down. and it deals 9,000 power. It's not as if it deals its power to the Zemus. Because if that were the case, Sherwin here could play the Iloa. But no, it goes down. And yeah, I think that's the end of the game. Raoban here deals damage to the Iloa. And that's the end. Patara here takes it 2-1. Congrats to Patara. He will be making it into the semi-finals. Yeah. Very, very well played. This game was, well, I think it was evenly matched. And that last game was very unfortunate for Sherwin. I think he just drew really, really poorly. But I mean that's the game, right? Congrats to Patara. We'll be back with the semi-finals in a short bit, so don't go away. Remember, if you want to interact with us, you can do so on the Facebook page, and I suggest that's where you go, facebook.com/FFTCGSEA, or just search up FFTCG Southeast Asian or SEA channel. You'll get there. And you can also join us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Grey Ogre Games. And that's the one I'm watching because, well, one kind of like restricted internet here. So I'm only allowed one channel to interact with you guys. All right, we're going to go for a short break. I'll put a replay highlights of yesterday. And yeah, we'll be right back. See you guys. Hello everyone and welcome back to round 3 of the Final Fantasy card game Grand Championship 2018 Asia Open here in Singapore.
Sunny Singapore.
I'm one of your hosts alongside Mark.
Hi guys. So what are we playing for today?
Okay, so for we'll be watching the match between Elliot and Masayuki in a while, but we want to talk about the whole tournament right now. There's a briefing, so they haven't started yet. So this is basically a qualifier for the Worlds, right?
Held in London.
Held in London at the end of the year. The top player for this tournament and the top player for all the other Opens before this, they have already qualified for Worlds. Yeah. So there's a lot to play for right now.
So the top player gets lodging. If I'm not wrong, it's lodging and flight to London to play in Worlds.
Yeah.
Which is like the second.
That's a lot.
The second Worlds there's ever held in the game.
So yeah, if you look through, so this is like if you look through the promotional material, right? Like fourth place gets like trophy, gets whatever, booster box and stuff like that. Third place gets even more things. Second place gets even more things. First place gets a trophy, invitation to Worlds, and with a star, which shows that that's a lot of stuff. And when you go to play for the Worlds, you're playing against the best players in the world. Yeah. So all of these players have been at each Open in Asia, in Southeast Asia. In Asia, we've had the China Open. We've had we've had a few more.
We'll have a few more Opens.
We'll have a few more. A few more coming up.
So it's quite a fresh organized play that's happening right now. But the organizers are putting in a lot of effort, and we're just excited to see what's gonna come out then in the next season, in the next year.
Exactly. Today at this tournament right now, 81 players. They are trying to vie for the top spot. Because only the top spot gets invited. If you don't get invited, sorry friend, you've got to go
you can
to
try
another
again.
place.
You can try again. Yeah.
You can try again. Everywhere is open. And we just got an announcement. we are starting the game. All right, so
Okay, so just a bit about players. Elliot Liu is from Singapore.
yeah,
He's
I played against Elliot a
it's
few
a
times.
local player. He's
Yeah.
not too bad.
He's
2-0,
good. He's
2-0
good.
right now, and on the right is Masayuki Yamada.
Yeah.
If the name sounds really familiar to you, it's because he finished fourth in World Championship 2017.
Yeah.
So he's easily the highest seeded player in the tournament in the field today.
Yeah.
And he's 2-0. He's known for playing mono decks.
Yep.
So that this is like trademark. He only plays mono decks. Now, of course, in this tournament, he's
playing mono or something, right?
He's playing mono ice.
Okay, so we have the deck list.
Yeah.
It's in Japanese,
It's in
but we
Japanese.
know
Well,
we know it's mono ice.
We know it's mono ice. We see some familiar numbers, and we think it's mono ice.
Yeah, so it starts off, Yamada-san starts off with a devout giving up Sid Austin and another card that I can't really make out, but yeah. So a devout Elliot. One thing I have to say about Elliot, like he makes very like precise moves. Like he really thinks through his turns. Yeah. But that being said, like this might be a slow matchup. Yeah. And so Elliot might want to think about trying to speed up the play. So he plays a Gramis, probably going to look for the Alcid. Yep. Gives up an Idia and another backup. Yep. To play it. Sid Austin. Alcid hits the is put into his hand, and it's probably going to pass the turn. Yep. Jupiter Storms says, "Go Elliot, go Elliot, go Elliot."
Yeah, it's more of the local pride thing.
Yeah,
but this is the first time I think I've seen Masayuki Yamada play, and I want to know what's like. He's always hyped up. Like people came into the tournament, like,
oh my God, Yamada is here.
Yamada is here. So we want to find out what's happened. What is he hyped up for?
Okay.
That being said, you know that he has a nickname called Kaka.
Kaka.
His nickname is Kaka, and we found out from him that Kaka actually means emperor in Japanese.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and he has like 3 players that always follow him. And they go together in all the tournaments in Tokyo.
Oh, so cool.
So they are, they have been playing this game for a long time. They've been
Is that
practicing
fellowship
together.
of like 4?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
that's cool.
Yeah. So from what I've heard from a fellow competitor named Joshua, Joshua, is it Joshua? Josh is that his style is that he always plays mono decks, and not only that he only plays mono decks, is that he plays very efficiently. So, right. But then Joshua also added that most Japanese have that style of playing very efficiently.
Right,
they manage their resources really well.
They want cards, right?
Yeah.
That's very similar to a lot of other card games like Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Pokemon. Like the Japanese players, they love the value. Like if you can untap your stuff, if you can get like free, free casted stuff. So that's their style of play. They love drawing cards. Kaka actually doesn't only play mono decks.
Yeah, he doesn't only play mono decks, but he's known for playing mono decks. I mean, that is.
I think Yamada-san was the guy who made the water wind deck in Opus 2 and Opus 3, the ones that's just untap, bounce your stuff, untap, get all the value out of your stuff. So Elliot here facing down nothing essentially on Yamada-san's side. And a grip full of cards on both sides of the table. Mm-hmm. Masayuki is not looks like he's not doing the discard ice type of deck, and instead maybe going for devout bigger ice, maybe control a bigger ice mid-range type. And okay, so Keiko Tilda in the Twitch chat saying he's a player from the Tokyo area. Cool.
Yeah. So I'm not sure what Kaka means. It's just, we found that out from like the field.
No, Kaka doesn't mean something.
Romantic, isn't it? Shut up and sit down.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the finals of the FFTCG Grand Championship Asia Open here in Singapore. My name is Mick. I'm your host for today. We are watching the semi-finals match between Marco Ng and Josh Ge, second seed versus third seed. Marco Ng from Singapore, Josh also from Singapore. As requested, you guys have been clamoring. Yeah, we want to see the Robe Wizard. These two players, extremely talented at playing the game and at deck building. This is a battle of titans, and Marco, being the high seed, gets to decide, and he is going to play first. Although I have to say that Marco might have an uphill battle this game. He is on mono ice, but of course his own very special brew of mono ice, playing 3 snows, 3 Argav, 3 Thaumaturge, 2 Imaginary Champions, 2 Sarahs, 3 Genesis, 3 Squall, 3 Laguna. This is the Opus 1 and Opus 3, Opus 1 and Opus 1 Squall and Laguna. 2 Veins and 3 Sid Austins. He's only got backups because, who needs backups? 3 starter Jonah Butts, 2 Psycom Ops Jonah Butts, 2 Kazusas, 1 Edward, and 1 Devout. And for the summons, he's got 2 Mateus, 3 Shiva, and 3 Glacier Labolas. And for monsters, he's got 3 Buckaboos and 3 Jaspers. So Argav here getting in some quick damage. Josh here able to set up with a... Oh, wow. Sarah and... starting to lose resources here. A turn to Shantoto. And Marco here needs to build up again a Thaumaturge, but no cards in hand. Semi Lafina here on Josh's side of the board. So game is going at breakneck speed. One card in Josh's hand. So Marco's plan of attack, I think these few games, is to deny Josh of cards in hands, resources. Space Jam AU saying it's not aggro, it's tempo. I think the term is correct. It's not really aggro. It's a lot of tempo because you're denying your opponent lots of resources. You're denying them, even if they do commit resources onto the board, forwards onto the board, you're just going to tap them down and make sure that they can't activate during their opponent's activate step. Let's look at Josh's deck. 1 Kamlan out, which I think is going to be very, very crucial in this game. 1 Kefka, 1 Psycom Enforcer, 3 Dadalumas, 3 Walls, 3 Yashtola, 3 Uriangers, and 2 Barbarisha. He's playing 4 colors, or 3 colors, Wind, Earth, and a little bit of Lightning with the Uriangers. He's got 3 Shantotos, 1 Tama, 3 Miners, 1 Chaos, 1 Mobius Mog, 3 Semi-Lafinas, 2 Rikus, 3 Archers, 1 Masked Woman, and 3 Star Sybil, totaling 21 backups. That's a lot of backups. Looks for a Semi-Lafina there. His summons, he's got 6, 3 Legendary Diabolos, and 3 Hackathon Care. That's not spelled right. Okay, and 6 monsters, 3 Cactuas, and 3 Layaks. So Marco here going to be able to get in a bit more damage. Star Sybil here going to be able to search for maybe another Star Sybil, another... Oh, okay, so goes for another Shantoto. Not quite sure if he'll be able to get rid of his current Shantoto, but I don't think he needs to use it as for its ability. You probably just discard it later on. So yeah, Marco here needs to try to do tries to push his damage all the way through. Josh with a full grip of cards and 4 backups on the battlefield. Gonna get a free summon here. Kefka, gonna look for a monster. Will it be a Leia or a Cactua? Believe it should be a Cactua. Yep. Alright, so now Star Sybil off of the Semi-Lafina. Man, Semi-Lafina really great with Star Sybil. So looking for more cards that he will be able to use as mana or as crystal points. Alright, wall is going to be a very big stumbling block for Marco. Goes ahead and destroys that snow, and so here's where Marco like loses a lot of steam, but he's got plenty of cards in hand right now. Looks like he's gonna go with a Laguna. Does he have the squall to follow up? Yep. Dial your guy and just pass the turn. Maybe with a Doom Train to follow up. So yeah, Marco here in a little bit of a bind. Josh actually drawing very, very well. And Marco not able to capitalize on his start. Yeah, Cactua into Dalaluma, I think is Josh Gur's best play here. Alright, so no EX burst and gonna give that wall that Brave. That's 2 cards without EX burst. Doesn't matter if they have the EX burst, but that hits the field. Layup, Cactua, followed up by a Dadaluma. Nope, he's going to be playing that Mobius. It just passes the turn. Okay, so Marco here in a little bit of a bind. That layout is going to be really, really annoying. I don't think you can play around the layout. You got to play into it. A really good card to have here would be a Squall. Alright. So what's the play here? Imaginary Champion looks like it's coming down. Gonna make Josh discard a few cards. That Shantoto. And just passes the turn. So yeah, Kazusa is a card that we don't see very often. Enters the battlefield. Each player discards 1 card, and then you can put Kazusa into the break zone, and they will discard another card. But I think Josh has been able to replenish his hand very, very frequently, especially with all the Star Sybil triggers. So he's been able to play like additional 2 extra cards of additional 2 star symbols. So one in the break zone. Actually, no, he's been able to search up all 3 of his Shantotos with the star symbol. Wall's just gonna hit. Marco here thinking, do I take the damage? There's nothing else on Josh's side to make his wall grow. Yeah, that Kefka has, man, ability of Kefka might be very useful in this game. So he's gonna give up his champion here. And I think he might wants to give all his guys 7,000 power, I believe. Make all his monsters 7,000 power, or is it 8,000 power? Bad, pretty bad internet today. So a very unstable connection here at the tournament center. So I apologize for all the breaks, but we are recording, which is great, and we will be posting up the videos of this after the tournament. So don't be too sad. Okay. Marco, I think in a lot of trouble. He's only got one life left. And I think definitely Josh has this game wrapped up. Okay, so looks like he just drew in Urianger. Is that? I want to bring back that layout just to get some card advantage. Yeah, against the ice deck layout, I think one of the better cards to be played, because it not only unfreezes, quote unquote unfreezes your board, but it also nets you extra cards, because yeah, this is the hardest matchup for Marco in this entire field. Layout is quite a nasty little thing. Quite a fantastic monster here. It has put it's put, oh, why did I put layout? Layout. It's put Marco at such a disadvantage. Okay, so Y'shtola here going to hit the field. I think there's not a lot of ways out in this game for Marco. He takes 1 point of damage. Oh, sorry, he's at 5. He's got one last point. Dadaluma here hits the field and passes the turn. And with the Semi Lafina feeding the Dadaluma, that's the game. So yeah, lay out a very powerful card against the Immono Ice decks. I think this is just going to be a very difficult. This has just been a very difficult matchup for Marco. Yeah, just not enough resources all around. Missing one crystal point to be able to get rid of maybe the Kefka. And while Josh is empty-handed, his board is just sprawling. I think Marco could not. So looks like Marco couldn't gain that advantage to to drop enough cards in Josh's hand. Josh able to just eke out card advantage using Leia, using Star Sybil, making sure that his hand is fully stocked. Semi Lafina is essentially one extra card when you're playing a Star Sybil. Star Sybil actually draws you another card, so Star Sybil is actually just 1 mana. So, but yeah, Josh had his cards well in order to make sure that he wouldn't be just dying out to Marco's deck. I think Marco should be conceding soon. I don't see a way out, especially not without the Squall. Alright, Jasper here. Gonna get a little bit more information, just making sure that every player just discards cards. So yeah, if the Kefka activates, I think there's nothing stopping Josh from just taking this game. Yep, give the Kefka Brave. So give the Kefka Brave, and I guess no EX bursts. Alright, swings in with the Kefka. And even, if Marco does have anything to respond, Josh can just activate the Kefka's ability in response to whatever Marco has to respond. So I don't think Marco's getting out of this alive. Josh has taken down 2 of Marco's forwards. And unfortunately, is on the massive back foot. Yep, Jonabat gonna try to freeze in response. Oh, wow, Josh doesn't respond to activate. Does he? Okay. Beats into the wall, has to block. And yeah, just being with Urianger, Daluma. That's the first game, and Josh here takes it 1-0. And we're going on to game 2. Awesome. If you just joined us, What am I looking at? Yeah. If you just joined us, you are watching the FFTCG Grand Championship Asia Open here in Singapore. Today is the top 8 playoffs. And we've seen the best 8 out of 81 players yesterday to play today. In the top 4, we have Mouth against each other, both from Singapore. And on the other table, we have Patara Fato Makalak, Patara from Thailand, and Z Wei Leong from Singapore. So Singapore keeping the dream alive. At least one Singaporean's getting into the finals. And Patara is holding his nation's flag on his shoulders. The winner of this tournament will be invited to the Worlds. Josh already has an invite to Worlds, which may mean that second place will be if Josh makes it out of this game, second place might be able to get a free invite to Worlds. Maybe it passes down. I don't know. I've actually never checked this with the organizers. So yeah, that might be a thing. Yeah, we're having a little bit of connection issue right now. I'm trying to resolve that. Unfortunately. So yeah, but you guys can still catch the action over on YouTube because we record all these games. We are recording right now. So yeah, limited lion. What can Josh win exactly? That's a good idea. I know they pay for your if you get invited to the world. So by winning this tournament, you will get an invitation to oh wow, okay. You get an invitation to Worlds, of course. And free accommodation. Wow. Marco with an extremely aggressive start. Jasper, Argaf, Jasper, Tomaturge, and probably a Tomaturge now. There you go, discard a card, and man, Josh is really low on resources. He's probably got to pull off that Shantoto this turn. Yep, Shantoto kills everything. And this is what happened last game. Josh was able to do a turn 2 Shantoto. Marco not able to deny Josh of too many resources. Miner here gets to take back a card, Star Sybil. Unfortunately, I think Star Sybil is going to get discarded. He might bring back a Snow with his Devout. Yeah, Marco's game plan here is just to make sure that he drains his opponent of resources. Toby saying that's what you get for playing Devout instead of Tomatage. I don't think so because at that point of time I don't think Josh had any cards in hand anyway. Or did he? Oh, he did. That's why he was able to get down that Shantoto. Yeah. Had Marco made the decision to play another Tomaturge, Josh here would have been empty-handed. and just not being able to play that Shantoto last turn. But yeah, I think Marco here has a slight advantage. Swings in with the Tomatouch. Swings in with Argav. Edward. And both players have to discard a card. And his discards a Genesis. Okay. He can bring it. So here's the thing, like he can bring back the Genesis next turn. Minor here will help Josh look for another card in his yard, and that's a wall. He needs to be able to play the wall. Ooh, okay. So you're able to play the wall, having one card left in hand. That gets rid of the Argav. So Marco here trying to keep up the tempo. Probably take back a... Oh, wow. Okay, so a Squall with the trigger on the stack. Brings back the Squall with the Devout with trigger on the stack. So both cards see everything happen. And Josh here, unfortunately, just left with 2 cards left in hand. He does have a Urianger, which then maybe he can bring back the Laya. Does he have a Laya in his yard? Okay. Alright, Tomatouch here, making you discard your hand. And yeah, EX burst off of... Here we go, Squall. Gonna hit in. Ranger probably... Well, you can take the damage, but Ranger here probably has to block. Has to block one of these guys. Okay, so Ranger blocks. Swing in, take 1 point of damage, and pass the turn. Okay, so this is... Oh, the Josh is put into a really tough position here. Alright, takes 1 point of damage. No EX burst and just passes the turn. Okay, so you can get rid of one of the either Squall or Laguna combo. But Marco's got to try to force his hand and do it right now. So pairing up the Squall and Laguna this turn. Oh, that Vein. Okay, so it's a Vein and a Squall that he drew this turn. Alright. Goes in for the swing with Squall. Probably trying to proc the Cactua for Laguna. Oh, no, he can't block. Right, he can't use the Cactua. What am I talking about? Right, he can't use the Cactua because otherwise he's going to take the damage. Okay, so we have a third game. Marco here able to eke out more than enough card disadvantage towards Josh, and he takes this game. So they're 1-1. Nice. These are really close games. I think at some point, even in this game, at one point I was thinking, man, Marco is in a lot of trouble. But yeah, that decision to play the Tomatouch, well, it could have gone both ways. That decision to play the Devout instead of the Tomatouch kind of worked out. even though he would have denied Josh of the ability to play a turn 2 Shantoto. So yeah. Hmm. All right, so Marco against Josh, the set match. And this is a really important game. Josh here, I maybe might want to go first, but going second will be able to, just play out a giant like Shantoto to wipe Marco's board. Marco's plan here obviously is to make sure that he discards enough cards from Josh's hand to make sure that whatever Josh plays here, it becomes irrelevant. We saw in the last game that leaving one extra card in Josh's hands could lead to quite a bit of disaster. He was able to play it wasn't a turn 2 Shantoto, a turn 3 Shantoto of Marco leaving a few extra cards in hand. Space Jam saying, just run Shadow Lord like me. Shadow Lord, huh? Well, it's a pretty good card, but like not a lot of decks are playing, 2 and 1 drops. So Uri Ranger is a problem. Alright, if you're just joining us, this is the semi-finals match of the Grand Championship Asia Open here in Singapore. If you're not familiar with this game, this is Final Fantasy, the card game. If you like Final Fantasy, you might want to check it out. In fact, if you like Magic or Hearthstone or maybe Yu-Gi-Oh! I like the Initial D card game. You might want to check out this game. Just head on down to fftradingcardgame.com. There's an interactive tutorial there for you to try out. And if you really like the game, head on down to your local card stores or local game stores. You'll find a store locator on the official website as well. Here we go. We draw up the last 5 cards. One of these players are going home after this. Marco here takes a mulligan. Josh here takes a mulligan. That's not a 7. That's not a 5 card hand that he wants to keep. Marco also with a very, very... Oh, this is going to be a little bit difficult. Josh here opts to go second. Marco with a really tough hand here is not. It's not something that he would readily keep. Jasper turn 1. Mateus goes out. There's a turn 2. Oh wow, double Jasper on turn 1. This can be very, very difficult. Oh sorry, that's a Bugaboo, not a Jasper. A Bugaboo is just really, really very good. Alright, so Josh here has to get rid of 2 cards, yep. And passes the turn. Okay, so Argav here gonna make you discard a card, gonna make you discard another card. There goes 1 Shantoto. Josh here with 1 backup. He needs to play a little bit more than that. Devout and Snow. I think you play the Snow and just make your opponent just beat you. That's a Psychom Enforcer. Here we go. Make you discard a card. There goes a Dalaluma. Josh here able to get back 3 cards, but then he is slowly getting out of this game. Tomaturge make you discard another card. Jasper makes you discard another card. Oh my gosh, this is like the card discard. Right, make you discard a Semilafina. Here we go. That turn 1 Bugaboo. So this is why we turn back in the game. He's going to look for a Semilafina. I'm going to be able to cast a Semilafina and maybe whatchamacallit, maybe a Star Sybil this next turn. So yeah, any EX burst that Josh gets off the top of his deck is going to be really, really crucial. There we go. Dalaluma here gets milled as well. Draws a card. That's a oh wow. And now Marco here needs to build up from scratch. He just passes the turn. And This might spell the end for Marco. Who knows? That's a great draw from Marco. He discards the Shiva instead of Mateusz. Yeah, man, I'm rooting for both these players. These players are really, really talented. Marco here with another Doom Train. With an Edward, I think he can give up these few cards to play an Edward. Makes Josh discards his Star Sybil. That's a Diablos. The Diablos is going to be very useful here. But does he play it? He gets rid of Marco's only forward. Marco is 3 life points away from going into the finals. Man, both these players playing fast and furious. Let's see, there's a second Jasper here. I'm surprised he didn't play the Jasper though. Oh, but you can use the Edward too. You can use the Edward as well. And Josh here, you know, might want to fire off. He's got 2 cards in hand. He might want to fire off the Diablos to at least get rid of one of the threats on Marco's side of the board. Oh no, okay, so he gives up the layup. Alright, make you discard the Diablos. Hit you for 1. And Josh here needs to find an out, some kind of out. He does sacrifice the miner and brings back a Dadaluma. But I don't think the Dadaluma will be able to have too much effect here. Has to play the Dadaluma, which then he's got 1 card left in hand. And passes the turn. So the Dalaluma, will it be able to get rid of the Jasper? I don't think so. Sorry, not the Jasper, the Thaumaturge. Thaumaturge, I think, gets plus 4,000, right? Sorry, Keiko. Yeah, Keiko Tilda, yeah. Sinks in with both creatures. Yeah, the Diablo's not going to do anything. I was thinking of something else. My bad. So Kefka going to look for another monster. Unfortunately, that's going to get discarded, I think, with the Jasper still on the Jasper still untapped. I'm just going to make you discard the Cactua. So Josh here really wants to hit a second, just any other forward. And he does. So it's a wall. Brave, EX, no EX burst. Okay. So Marco here, if he draws a Shiva, that's the end of the game, I think. That's a Bakaboo, and whoa, that's a Laguna. Laguna here hit the battlefield, going to tap down the wall. He's taken 6 points. I think Josh has taken 6 points of damage so far. So here we go. This is the final play for. Now gonna tap down your Dadaluma, gonna kill your Argav. Sings in with the Squall. He knows, yeah, that's it. So Josh concedes the game to Marco. Marco going to the finals with his super hard tempo mono ice deck. Home brews, by the way. So yeah. Why would you target the Dada? Yeah, that's a good question. Well, it didn't really. Did it matter? It didn't really matter because the Dada had to block, and that would have like killed off like one of, killed off the Argav anyway. So same deal. Except you get rid of the Dada Luma. Congrats to Marco. He's going to the finals. We are going to have the finals match very, very soon. So don't go away. Yeah. I'll find out who's going to the finals because I'm not connected to the booth. All right. We'll be back in a short while. See you guys. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the final round of the FFTCG Grand Championship 2018 Asia Open here in Singapore. It's round 7. We're watching the match here between Alvin Tan on the left from Singapore and Taira Matsumura from Japan on the right. Alvin, come on, Singapore pride. Okay. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts. I will be joined by Mark very, very soon. I want to run through the rankings before we start this round because the round hasn't started yet. We haven't started the timer yet. The rankings at after round 6, we have Ivan Lau at first place. He's got 18 points. His tiebreaker, so this is also according to tiebreakers. We have Patara Pathomekalak. He's at 18 points as well. So 6 wins each, 6-0 and 6-0. These two players are going to play off. Then at third place, we have Edwin Lam. His tiebreakers are extremely high, 72%. He's at 15, also at 15 points. He's at 15 points. Marco Ng, he's also at 15 points, 69.44, his tiebreakers. They will be playing each other. Josh Ger at spot number 5, he's at 15 points. Sherwin Lee is also at 15 points, just shy 1% for tiebreaker 1. They will be playing each other. Masayuki Yamada and Eugene Ng, both at 15 points. They will be playing each other too.
They might not be playing.
They might not be playing?
There is like some kind of shuffle that has happening.
Oh,
so I'm back.
whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
So what, there's a shuffle?
Not really a shuffle, but okay, so Haruki Nakai.
Okay.
Right.
Haruki Nakai, 9th place, going to be playing against
Josh.
Oh, why is he playing with Josh?
So it's a because it's random. It's not.
Oh,
it's not
it's random. So they're not playing. They're not like 1-2, 1-2, 1-2.
No, they're not. So there's going to be a huge shuffle in tiebreakers.
Goodness.
So
this
nobody
is
knows.
Gonna be fun.
Nobody knows where they'll be.
Okay.
After a win.
So there's. We mentioned at the beginning of the day, 2 4-2s are going to make it.
2 5-2s.
2 5-2s.
Yeah.
4-2s.
But it seems
5-2s, yeah.
right now that there is a possibility that 3 5-2 squeezes in.
Yes,
That's
that
because
is
there
correct.
would be. I'm checking with Z Wei Leong. Z Wei Leong is playing John Sim.
John Sim. He got pat down.
So we're looking for one of the 5 ones that is pat down.
That's got pat down. It should be the
So-
first few tables, right? 1,
Jerry
2, 3,
Chew.
4, 5, fifth table.
There you go. Jerry Chew versus
Jerry Chu versus.
Nakaton.
No, that's not right.
That's not
That's
right
not
as
right.
well. So
Oh,
could
wow, it's
be.
not according to the table. This is according to the table. Anyway, we're watching a match here. We'll get a better analysis after this. Alvin Tan versus Taira Matsumura from Singapore and Japan, respectively. Alvin is playing the hard to describe. Like it's a color combination that we haven't seen all day. It's a color combination. I've been walking around the hall after games. I haven't seen anybody else play this color combination. He's playing ice and water. Ice and water is like that's a weird
Ice and
combination.
water.
That's a really odd.
Usually goes together with a
combination.
cold drink.
That
Ice
goes
and
together with Coltrane. Yeah, he does. He definitely has the Glacier Labolas.
Yep.
So his deck has two realms, Argav, Genesis, Strago, Orphan, Sid Austin, Renoa. Renoa I haven't seen in the... Basically, I haven't seen her being played. Guy, no, this is not Guy. Gao. He's playing Gao. He's playing like a monster type deck.
Gao.
Celeste, Lock, Thaumaturge. This is an interesting set of cards to play. It's like a monster deck. He's playing 7 monsters in total. That's more than most decks should be playing.
Actually, I'm just making the calculation right now about the standings, and it seems that if Alvin Tan wins, Taira Matsumura, he actually locks a slot for Marco.
Wow. Okay, so this is like deciding the top 8.
Yes, because Marco is paired down. Even though Marco went 5-0, he's paired down this round, which means if he loses, his tiebreaker would drop tremendously.
Jeez.
Which is
not good.
Which is not good. If he wins, he's locked. Correct. So what Alvin Tan is doing right now is he's actually trying to play a slot for Marco.
He's trying to place a slot for Marco. So if he wins, Taira gets pushed down. Right?
If he wins, Taira is not going to make. Taira is not going to make top 8.
Both these players are 4 and 2,
yeah.
Which means that there's a possibility they go 5 and 2. There's a possibility one of them will make it. Taira has a higher tiebreaker, which means that if he wins, most likely he will be pushed into the top 8.
Yeah.
And if he's pushed into the top 8, Marco Ng, who we saw earlier in the day, local hero, he gets pushed down.
Yeah.
Right?
So basically, both Marco and Taira have the same tiebreaker at 69.44.
But if Marco loses,
and Taira wins, there is a possibility Taira would overtake Marco.
And it's a high
squeeze in the
possibility,
top 8. But if Marco wins, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
If Marco wins, Taira has a shot at the top 8 because he opens up a slot anyway.
Correct. And like compared to all the other 5 and 2, 4 and 2s.
There are 2 players that are alive right now.
Taira.
It's Taira and Wei Leong, which we haven't seen.
Okay.
He's
so Taira wins this, he's probably going to the top 8.
Yes.
Right? Probably locking a spot there.
Not exactly. If he wins this and Marco loses,
then he's going to the top 8.
Then he'll make the top 8.
Man, your mathematics is very good.
I've been doing tiebreaker math for a long time already. But it's a bit different the way that the tiebreaker is done in Final Fantasy than other card games as well. Because usually in this scenario you will have seed 1 plays seed 2, seed 3 plays seed 4, seed 5 plays seed 3, 6, 8. But
now this is
it's randomized. So they randomize the person that gets paired down. They randomize the person that gets paired up.
Yeah.
So
awesome.
It's very, very, very different.
That's great.
Yeah.
Man, that is throwing a spanner into the works.
So it's more randomized. Slightly more fair.
I guess.
Alvin and Taira, they got into a game, they were shaking hands, they were happy to be in the feature match area. They don't even know what they're playing for. I really honestly think that they're just here because they enjoy the game.
Yeah.
It's not about the top 8 finish, it's not about anything. They're just having fun. Taira just won a lucky draw. He got a cool supply set.
The supply set with limited edition
stuff in there.
Goodness.
So he was pretty happy, and then I'm gonna get featured, and then he went on a feature tag match table. They don't even know their tiebreakers. Yeah. I don't think they even did the math. I'm a bit too much of a math geek in that way to try to calculate tiebreakers and stuff. Okay. But yeah, the tiebreakers are going to shift. The tiebreakers are going to shift tremendously.
Okay.
Throughout
this
this round,
event,
so we have to stay to the end of it to see actually our final top 8.
Okay, so Taira Matsumura. I talked about Alvin's deck. Let's talk about like Taira Matsumura's deck. His deck name is called Gorilla's deck. I wonder what's the gorilla. So it looks like he's playing Ice Earth.
Ice Earth,
Earth, and Dadaluma obviously being the gorilla,
Yeah.
I guess. And yeah, the list, well, it's all in numbers. We read Japanese right now, but
We can try to figure out using the pictures and what he casts.
well, he's got Mobius, Jill Nabat, and the Gastalian King.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's dropping a Celeste. Oh no. Okay, so he's looking for Tama. He drops a Tama, brings back a Dadaluma, and then passes the turn. So Dadaluma very strong against Alvin's deck because every time Alvin tries to target the Dadaluma, he's going to deal 4,000 damage and it's going to kill the Thaumaturge.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the players. Well, I don't know Taira Matsumura that well.
I know that he's friends with. He's in a group of Japanese that came over to play the event.
Okay.
And they're all doing pretty well. Like Yamada is at X and 1, which means that he's playing for win and in. Haru, his friends, Haruki Nakai, is also in X and 1. So he's also playing for win and in. And Taira Matsumura is also playing for it.
Might be playing for
if he wins, he might get in.
Yeah.
I think there's one more Japanese guy, but they were actually paired against each other pretty often. So their losses are actually among each other.
No.
So we kind of know the how well prepared they are coming into this event.
Alvin, on the other hand, I've seen Alvin grow. Like he's been playing the game. I think since Opus 3.
No, we taught him how to play.
Yes,
back
exactly.
in the game start.
He came by. He came to buy the booth.
Yeah, and he spent I think he bought at least 2 boxes in the span of like the whole event, 2 or 3 boxes, and he barely knew the game. He sat down, he learned the game, and I love this game. And then he just buy boosters.
Doesn't know how to play card games, so he never played Magic before. A lot of us, come from like a card game. Card game background, right? We played something. We played Hearthstone. We played Magic. We played Yu-Gi-Oh or whatever. Alvin never played a card game before. I think so.
But he's a huge Final Fantasy geek. Yeah, like huge one.
And so goes into it. I think maybe he played like the wrestling, the WWF.
Yeah. He told me he played it for it.
So he goes in, plays the game. And for 1 year you've seen him, just I want to say struggle because. He's been learning. He's been learning from best. Like he plays a lot with Anthony. He plays a lot with Josh. He plays a lot with really the best players there are in Singapore.
Josh as well learned from us from Game Start.
Yeah, Josh also. Yeah,
2018, the same time that we start. Sorry, guys.
He has improved so much, and now he's here at the biggest event that we're going to have this year. Probably the biggest event that we're going to have this year.
Hopefully we have more of these events. I'm looking at your screen next.
And he's 4-2 with a potential to...
I think he's out of top 8 contention. He's way too... Yeah, he started a day, I think, 1-2 or something.
1 and 2?
He just rattled off 3 wins. So
that's the thing. Like
he's not within the top. He's not within the shooting range of top 8.
The losses at the early part of the day.
Unless there's a whole bunch of double losses there.
That'll be hilarious.
But I don't think that.
I don't concede to you right at the top. All the top tables like I will not concede, sir. So yeah, this is actually a very interesting match to watch because not only because. The decks are interesting, but like this is going to shape who the top 8 are. The way this game churns out, these 2 players might not even get into the top 8.
Yeah,
we're just going to say that right now. You might not be watching a win and in game, right?
But
even if Taira Matsumura like wins, and like a few other people on the top win, like especially if Marco wins because he's got pat down, like. Taira might not make it into the top 8.
But what you're seeing right now is Alvin is actually playing for his good friend Marco.
Yes.
Yeah, so he doesn't know it. I know right now because I'm doing the math. Alvin doesn't know it. Because if Alvin wins, Alvin actually gives Marco a very huge chance of making top 8, even if he takes a loss.
Yeah. Okay, so I mean, both of these players are good players. Like
really friendly, they're really happy.
4-2, and they came, like you said, I was watching by the side, like, we're going to be featured. Let's go to the table.
They just want to play Magic. Not Magic. They just want to play Final Fantasy. Basically, just happy to be here.
I just want to play Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
Lena enters. Gonna take back the Adamantoise. Adamantoise, very powerful card indeed. Gives protection, basically gives protection for like 5,000 damage. and allows you to draw a card.
Yeah.
Often here seeing like doing the damage.
But
Strong,
Alvin Tan
strong.
already made the cash, so to speak, because he's gonna walk away with at least a deck box, an exclusive deck box with his 5-4.
But he can be
finish.
top 16.
Yeah, he also can be top 16.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the finals of the Grand Championship Asia Open here in Singapore. My name is Mick, I'm one of your hosts, and I'm joined here by special guest Josh Ger, champion, Asia Open China champion, already invited to the Worlds. Welcome to the booth.
Thank you.
Yeah, we saw you last game, and I have to say, man, that was a close match. Like the Marco's got an interesting build. So his deck is able to switch game plans on the fly. We saw Marco play that last game, and now we're watching Patara, who we saw in the quarterfinals. Patara is playing EX Earth, and well, it's a very big deck. 23 forwards, all Earth forwards except for the Emperor. He's playing 18 backups, including 2 Shantotos. He's got 9 summons and no monsters. So yeah, we'll see how they do. We saw Patara, defeat. Well, where's my top 8 list? So Patara was fighting against Sherwin Lee in the quarterfinals. He beat Sherwin 2 games to 1, and then he went on to fight Wei Liang. So he went on to play against Wei Liang. He beat Wei Liang, and now he's in the finals. Marco, on the other hand, he was playing against Edwin Lam from Singapore as well in game 1, in the quarterfinals. He beat Edwin, and then he went to play against you. And Marco came out on top, and now he is in the finals against Patara. All right. In the chat saying that hand again. Yes, that hand again. Bakaboo into Thaumaturge into a Bakaboo, and that is going to restrict Patara's resources, and that's Marco's game plan here. I'm just going to make you discard one card after another.
The interesting thing is his first hand he drew Squall Laguna and he didn't keep it and he went first, so he could actually like discard his entire hand for
Squall Laguna combo, right?
It's quite scary for the what's that called?
For Marco to do that, yeah, exactly. Once you have a Shantoto, then you have 0 resources. So Marco understands that all the players here in the top 8, you have information about. You have information about the deck list, right? So Patara here keeping empty-handed as he should.
Yeah, but Gasper punishes the
empty hands, yeah.
So
when you're trying to build up resources. Oh wow!
I think that this game is gonna be really hard to win right now.
Yeah, that EX burst, like the first hit of an EX burst. Well, it is called EX Earth, so.
You can't expect that, but if you hear Robon and stuff, it should be fine. But I was gonna say his dad has a chance of winning as long as you don't hit any EX. So now it's gonna be really rough.
All right, so Laguna.
Yep.
Right now, so Patara here just has the ability to just draw 2 cards, and most likely will just keep playing empty-handed, especially since he doesn't see the Jasper right now.
Yeah.
And most of his decks 4 drops, 3 drops. 4 and 5 drops.
Wall.
So that
Nice.
wall gonna hit the battlefield.
Yeah. Oh, he have sit. This is a straight sit in the face. I mean, discarding 3 for sit is not exactly the most worth, especially if you have he might top that Shantoto in the future. But I don't think it's a bad move if you want to pressure put damage down.
No, he doesn't have. He's only got 3 cards in hand, right?
Mm-hmm. No, he have
got
enough.
4?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so. Oh, actually
No,
3.
he's only got
Oh,
3,
he
yeah.
got 3. Oh,
Okay,
wow.
so snow and just passes turn. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay. Not that bad also.
Yeah, but he's got to be aware of like
Yeah.
Wall's ability to deal 3,000 to down forwards, and that's
yep.
going to get rid of
Snow.
the snow. Yeah.
Yeah. But his problem is right now if he remove Wall, right, then it's very, very nice to Shantoto it. But I guess you should keep the snow a little bit longer maybe, and then when he commits not forward, then you should.
Then you Shantoto, right?
No, you sit his Wall, so that he have 1 on the field, and that 1 on the field you can pressure with snow to down him.
Right.
So as long as that one is not a guy or something, then it will be quite bad.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. I mean, this kind of tempo decks you have to like really count the milliseconds. You know, it's like it's very,
just
very hard
those
to.
little points.
Yeah.
You know, when you start conceding like just like a few percentages, it can lead you to losing the game.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, interesting. Thing. Toby's actually in the chat right now, like
Oh, yeah?
rooting for you previously. But
Oh yeah. Yeah, I know. He just called me actually.
Oh, okay.
Hi, Toby.
Yeah, shout outs. Here we go. Just gonna swing in with the wall.
Without Brave.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, snow doubts anyway. That's why I guess that's his rationale.
It looks like he's not going to be able to commit another forward to the board.
He's gonna play Anna Cross, I think.
There we go.
Yep.
Anna Cross going to secure a little bit.
Yep.
And this gives Marco a little bit more time to build up.
To set up. He should actually save. I think the best play is to save his hand distance and just swing in for 2 damage and slowly start to pressure. But of course, he have a bit of a backout advantage, so it's really bad. I mean, if the Thaumaturge didn't die, then he would have a lot of pressure. But sadly, the Thaumaturge died, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's a huge difference between 3 damage and 4. Okay.
Right, so that's a Raban off the top.
Yeah.
And just going to keep that
Wow.
keep the snow alive.
Yeah, because he doesn't want the 3k to down, yes.
Okay. So I think this is a fair play. I mean, next turn he'll be able to get in for 3 more points of damage.
Yeah.
But you might want to keep the snow around for much longer.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's Patara's play here? He's only got 2 cards. He can commit maybe another forward.
This looks really, really hard to win, actually.
Alright, Ingus gonna give it Brave and swing in. Okay, so now that he's got 2 forwards on the field, he'll give Brave.
Yeah.
There's the draw. Ooh.
Yeah.
Forget about that. That's a Shiva in hand.
This 1. He doesn't have the. I mean, to use the Shiva right now, it costs too much resources for him, I think. Like late game, he's gonna break.
Oh, okay, so he taps down both.
Oh.
There's an Atomos.
Yeah, that's
oh,
this game already.
Yeah. Double Atomos in the first 3 points of damage. Oh.
This is definitely unwinnable.
It'll be tough.
Yeah.
Sings in the Argaf as well.
That's not a good idea, I think.
Mustadio takes care of that. I think
this game is over.
Yeah.
Yep. He's just trying to swing for damage now, I think.
Yeah.
But the next turn, his snow will die. So that's the snow death is going to be really painful for him. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, keeping the wall tapped down, but Snow's gonna meet a very fatal end here.
Yeah. But at least he got him to 5, so who knows what can happen. He can still scum out the win, so to speak.
Yep. Oh wow, he didn't get rid of the snow.
Okay.
Oh, okay, never mind.
He gave him Brave.
Brave and no EX burst.
Okay. 1 card in hand. Okay. Discard one. All right. I think the problem with him, right, is the play. I remember him getting Gasper turn 2, and he didn't play Gasper.
Instead, he discarded Gasper.
Yeah, so he won't be able to like keep the pressure up. You see, like the game he played against me, the Gasper did the most amount of work, because without the Gasper, I'll be able to stabilize pretty easily.
Right, you'll be playing like empty-handed every turn. Right?
Yeah,
and
that's
even if you had some like incremental advantage from getting cards into hand.
Yeah,
like
I won't be
losing it.
Yeah, that's right. So
okay, so I think Marco might be conceding anytime soon now, especially with Patara here with 3 backups on the field. All right, and a guy to add to all the problems. I think he draws the 2 cards.
Yeah.
Scoop time.
He should scoop, because it will take a bit of mental fatigue off. Yeah.
So that's game 1, and Patara takes game 1 from Marco.
Yeah.
Let's update the scores right now. Whoa. That was brutal. I think EX Burst doing what it should, right?
Yeah. And this deck is not gonna be. It's gonna be very, very hard for Marco to beat his deck. And one of the win conditions is he have to play Gasper. Otherwise, there's literally no chance, because unless, first of all, the other guy runs 2 Shantoto, right? Somehow he will be able to recover with Shantoto.
Yeah.
And so the trick is you have to keep him at less than 2 hand every turn, 0 hand every turn.
Yeah.
If he draws 3 cards, he's gonna be if he's 3 backup, he draws 3 cards against Shantoto. So you gotta keep his hand as close to 0 as possible every single turn, and keep the pressure up. Otherwise, it's impossible to win. Actually, I feel the Earth guy might have misplayed a bit by committing the forward. So if he got the forward at that point hit by Sid Austin, right, it's also gonna be very hard for him to win. So he didn't manage to capitalize on the misplay, because he didn't keep the. He didn't keep enough hand size, to use it. So.
Yeah,
it's a bit iffy.
That's I guess that's how the game goes, right? Like, you are managing resources at the end of the day. Every card in your hand is either gas or crystal points. So
yeah, that's right.
I think a lot of people in the chat are agreeing with you. The Earth deck does have that, and here runs a main board, like 3 main board guys. This is going to be a little bit tough.
Main board guys.
Well, there is no sideboard, so.
Oh yeah.
Turn 1 looks like Gasper.
I don't know any of the TCG terms.
All the other okay.
So I first TCG, that's right.
All the other TCGs.
Yes.
Okay, so never mind.
This funny.
Argav here gonna start off the game.
All right, I think he's gonna play Edward into Gasper. I don't know if I have enough cards, but if he can do that, that would be a good play.
Okay, so.
Okay.
Gasper here.
Okay.
Edward.
But he won't be enough to play Edward. Unlucky.
Yeah, it's not enough.
Yeah.
But he's going to keep the squall.
He discarded Edward. Yeah.
I think keeping the squall is is good, because next turn you can discard the 2 cards, play the squall, make you discard a card, and then make you discard another card.
Yep, that's true.
Let's see. Patara here needs as much resources as he can. Just set up maybe 2 backups, and I think Patara should be okay for the rest of the game. So it looks like he's going to play a minor, get back a Rauban, and might just play the Rauban for free. Oh no, okay. Right.
Yeah. It's going to make him discard everything.
Well, he can't play the. Okay, so.
Two cards, yeah.
Yeah. Gonna make you discard 1 card.
Yeah.
And then Gasper, discard the other card.
Yeah.
Which is the one Patara is going to keep?
I think he might have been better if he swung first, because score might get hit by X-Burst.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I think it might be a little bit.
Okay.
You might be a little bit hesitant because your opponent does have 3 cards in hand. They might have to fire. They might be able to fire off
summon or something. But he doesn't have it. I think he only have Atamo 60p. So. Oh, nice 3K.
Ooh,
whoa.
Okay.
This is quite brutal for him. So.
That was pretty quick.
Yeah.
This Bakaboo not going to be doing anything.
Yeah.
And it's just going to pass the turn. Okay, so waiting here for a.
This is also going to be a hard game for him.
And this is this where Marco's journey stops?
Yeah.
Let's see. Brave, no EX burst.
Yeah.
Swing in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is. Not that
I think
it
that's
matters
a,
because
that's
of
a
the
small,
X.
yeah.
Yeah. Ah.
Ah, Genesis. Genesis actually a pretty good card here. You
Mm.
might go just Genesis and make you discard, or keep the Mateus.
He might be playing. Let me see. I don't know. I can't tell his hand size, but he can play. He might be. No, he doesn't have enough.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he can
needs one
play
more card
Genesis into Bugaboo.
into
And
Bugaboo,
then,
yeah.
Because he was saving his hand already, right? Yeah. He needed a gas.
Gonna give out that Bugaboo for the Genesis. Maybe Bugaboo is not very useful in this case.
That's right.
But I like keeping the Mateus.
Yeah.
The Mateus here going to be a key card for getting rid of something like a guy.
Yeah.
Swings in.
I'm actually really scared to use Matthias against Earth actually, and one of the reasons why we Toby and I don't really like Matthias too much because
You can gain indestructible.
because they can outplay your Matthias because
okay.
what you do is you attack Matthias. After you use Matthias, they're gonna throw a card and Hackathon Claire, and you kill
right.
and you do combat damage on stack before the Matthias, so that you will die before the Matthias will trigger. So you die and you lose 3 CP and he doesn't.
Okay, true. Let's see.
But you know, that's the thing with Marco's deck is anything can happen. So I told him like before the game that if I win that game, I should be able to win the Earth deck.
Okay.
But you know, this happens. I mean, I knew that coming in today. So yesterday after the test games and stuff I have against the top 8 decks, I knew that Marco have the most. Deck. Yeah, that's right. It's the one that has the most possibility of winning. Yeah.
Alright, so gonna dial and freeze your
Where's the
wall.
Gasper? His Gasper? Did he use the Gasper?
Yeah, use the Gasper first. So I think that's a smart play because you use the Gasper first, get some information out of your opponent's hand.
Yeah.
And then after that play the...
Yeah, he didn't have the cards to figure out.
Especially, you know, attacking in with the Squall first, you know, trying to bait out. Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
nice.
Mustadio.
Wow, 0 hand. Unlucky.
Swing in, and I think this is where he's going
to
keep.
Alright, that's it. The game is over.
Wow, Marco, 0 backups, 2 cards in hand.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Patara it's not gonna... Yeah, Patara's gonna win this one.
Looks like.
Yeah.
Okay, no EX Burst and Brave, and he needs to start committing... he can stop committing resources to the board already.
Yeah, you know, the problem with Marco's kind of deck is that there's no recovery, and this kind of deck I feel very scared to play in tournaments because if you are behind,
you need to run hot, right?
There's just no way you can come back after that, you know. But I hear a lot of best players are aggro players. Like in this game, I heard from. I mean, I don't have much reference with other card games, but I heard from a lot of good players like Toby and stuff like that. They say that like this game, like you can't get advantage. Like you can't play a control deck and get advantage naturally. You have to be able to play a bit more aggressive and stuff like that. So it helps. But you need to have an aggressive deck with also like recovery options, like you know, Shantoto or like something. You know,
like more than like one for X cards,
or like those really unfair cards if you resolve to like actually come back in the game. For example, like
Zemus, for example, Shantoto is like 1 for X cards. You know, Emperor like seals away your opponent's deck. Like Wall actually gets a lot of advantage, despite not drawing you cards.
Yeah.
So
I'm thinking like more like cards like Van and Twilight Odin, those kind of cards because
those
like
just
if you can resolve Twilight Odin once, then you know that's it. Anyway, this game I don't think is gonna be much of a show. Yeah, that's right. Oh, but now he have 1 card in hand. Yeah, he I think I don't want to critique too much, but.
You're not sure either, right?
Yeah, I'm not shy about this kind of stuff, but I mean I don't know what's going on. I mean I can't tell what's going through his mind and stuff like that, but I feel like his resource management there was a bit iffy because you know, now he needed to sit and he couldn't, so yeah. Didn't feel like he played like this versus me, man. But he also had 3-4 forwards on the field, you know. Like imagine if he didn't hit the X-Burst.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like the Mustadio, then he'll have two forwards on the field, and then it'll be very different.
Mm-hmm.
One card in hand. How many cards in hand the guy has?
3 cards in hand.
3 cards in hand. Yeah, it's you can't win at this point.
Well, I think he's taken a little bit too much damage. Like
Yeah.
he has to commit something to the board right now,
Yeah.
and that will not give him access to a Sid Austin next turn anyway.
Yeah. He should just play Sid for free and Gasper. He have 3 cards in hand, right?
Mhm.
Marco? Yeah. I mean, that's the only play. If there's a better player, I mean, I'll say, but I don't think there is.
Well, he could play the. So here's the thing: like he could play the Sid and with the trigger on the stack, activate Jasper.
Yeah,
Would
that's
that
the
work?
plan. Yeah, it works, but it won't kill you. The other guy has 3 cards in hand, right, or more, or 1
No,
card.
I think he's got 1 card.
Oh,
in
1
hand,
card.
right?
Then time to sit him. Sorry, I thought you told me the other guy has 3 cards.
Oh wow, okay. Or maybe. Oh,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
he's got
That's
2
right. He had
cards.
multiple
He's got
cards.
2
Yeah,
cards.
that's right. Yeah,
That's why that don't
this
work.
card. Yeah, that's right. It's painful. Yeah.
All right, so he's going to bring back something, and this looks like
Probably
maybe it's a
Genesis.
Genesis. All right, Genesis, keep your guy locked down for a while.
Yeah, but the guy is not gonna worry about that. Just plus 2k, no EX.
Hmm. Yeah, I don't think there's anything Marco might be able to do here, especially like with Patara's deck. Just, man, those 2 EX bursts in the first game and the Mustadio, surprise Mustadio now, that is quite brutal. Okay, so plus 2000, no EX burst. Swing in.
Sorry.
Sure. Guy smash. Okay, that's very appropriate.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, party attack.
Yeah.
Here we go.
If he had a Hackathon Claire here, it's over. I think he probably has it. He have time to like recover
time
his
to
hand a
think.
little bit. Yeah. Yeah, at least this is a painless, kind of like so-called relatively painless finals, right? It's not like those brutal games where it's like a war both sides and then suddenly one guy win by the experts or some bullshit like that. This is like it's like quite one-sided both games.
This is.
We can
this
go
is
home
just
early.
Well, you
Yep.
guys have to stay until
Yeah,
like
here
4 o'clock.
Cockatrice. Yeah,
Oh wow,
that's
Cockatrice
it.
just
Yeah,
a
it's
block.
also the same.
That's gonna get rid of the Genesis probably. Maybe get rid of the Sarah.
Yeah.
Genesis is not too much of an issue. Okay.
Yep.
Let's get rid of Genesis.
Yeah. Yep. That's it. There's not much to watch after this.
Swinging with both
Yeah.
EX burst, no EX burst.
Yeah, it doesn't
Plus
need no
2000,
EX.
yeah.
He can take damage. He can dial the wall, no problem. He doesn't have to give him a brave even. He can take 2 damage. It doesn't even hurt him.
And there's the handshake. So Patara makes it
Yep.
2. Well, he is the grand champion
I'll
for
see him
the,
at Worlds.
the Asian Open. Yeah, you
that's right.
you know a new player.
Yes, that's right.
How
This will be
many
interesting.
guys are there at the Worlds right now? How many guys have been invited
Right now,
so
only
far?
1 person has qualified, other than me. So now it's 3 total.
So
so-
Patara, yourself,
And
and
there's one other guy who plays mono ice.
Okay.
You know, another Rush degenerate version.
hey,
Relatively, I'm kidding.
Well,
I'm
they were-
kidding.
they-
Well,
things will change. Opus
that's
6, Opus
Yeah.
6 is going to come out in the meantime.
Yeah,
so
sure. Don't worry,
yeah,
I'm just joking. I'm a huge mono ice advocate. I would have played it if I didn't really qualify it. So, for sure, try
Alright.
hard. Yeah, thank you.
All right, thanks, Josh. I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you for joining us over these last 2 days. Peter from UK. Okay, so thanks for the update, Romy Plays. Thanks for joining us these last 2 days for the FFTCG Grand Championship Asia Open here in Singapore. Congratulations to Patara for making it through Thailand, doing Thailand proud. He came with a lot of guys from Thailand to play in the Singapore Open. The next Southeast Asia Open or the Asia Open is in Thailand. Am I getting that right? Yes? Is the next Asia Open in Thailand? Yes, it is. In August, okay. So that's after Opus 6 is open. So yeah, that'll be interesting. So you'll see a whole new slew of decks come out. In the meantime, you can check out all your updates on the FFTCG SEA Facebook page, facebook.com/FFTCG SEA or Southeast Asia, or you can type in the whole thing if you want. It will pop out. Don't worry, that search engine thing will pop out. If you want more game, replays, or Twitch streams, make sure you join the Grey Ogre Games Twitch page, twitch.tv/Grey Ogre Games. We also do Magic the Gathering, so you can catch a lot. Well, we do a lot more Magic the Gathering than we do Final Fantasy, but it's fun. It's a fun game. I want to go out there and play a little bit, so I'll catch you guys around. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.